What is going on, my lovely collective? And thank you guys so much for tuning in. All right, guys. So today is Saturday, November 15th, when I'm recording this. This is a collective reading for all signs. So if you find it and you feel called to this video, this message is for you. So I'm interested to see what's going to come out. I have been working all day and I feel like readings have been let's just put it this way, there's a shift happening and I don't think anyone is being spared, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that where it's just going to be a shift that the whole world sees. 444 on the clock when I'm saying this. Okay, what is going on for the collective? We're going to do a past, present, and future. And give me a second, guys. I forgot to turn something off. Okay, guys, my bad. I have so many little projects going on around the house. I'm looking up. I'm like, oh, crap. All right. Past, present, and future, starting with the past. Hey, Sakura. All right, so we have the Hanged Man that came out. We have the Hermit reversed. And we have the Ace of Cups reversed. What is at the bottom of the deck? The Queen of Pentacles reversed. King of Wands, Five of Pentacles, World card. All right, we're going to pull some clarifiers in a moment. But the Queen of Pentacles reverse, with that being the energy, all right, we're going to toss like signs to the side, because with the Pentacles, that could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but let's look past that. All right, this is the energy of someone that is very tired, very exhausted. This is usually the last person to throw in their towel when it comes to a situation, a fight, okay, just anything. And there is something that it's like a person gets to like maybe not so much a breaking point, although it could have been, but they get to the point where it's like they just can't anymore. Okay. So I see this person taking the path of least resistance and choosing to let something go, choosing to come out of it. But I don't think that this is something that was expected by everyone. Okay, so an example is, it could be, someone quitting a job and like the boss never saw it coming. All right, someone dropping a friendship and it's something that wasn't expected. Someone leaving a lover and that lover did not see it coming. Okay, but something's done here. Why is this Hanged Man card here? We have the World card. And we have the Six of Swords. Okay, something is done. It was something that this was tough to get out of, but it finally happened. All right, and the World card, guys, yeah, it talks about a chapter closing out, but it also promises that the next one is going to be very solid. So a chapter is done. Something is complete. All right, and that's what was supposed to happen with the Hierophant here. That's exactly what the universe wanted to happen. All right, but Spirit is saying either you were playing yourself or you were getting played by being on a path you had no business being on. Okay, so I see someone taking back control. But again, someone may not have seen that coming, or you could have moved away from a situation without being 100% sure what was next. And that's okay. Because if something bad, something is bad in your life, your only focus should be getting out. Okay, obviously if it's something where like, excuse me, obviously it's something where like if you need a place to live, you obviously just can't leave somewhere. Like you need to know, okay, like I can't be on the street, where am I going to go? All right, but this is something where that could have happened. Someone moves on. They're not exactly sure what life has to offer, but they get out of a situation. Willow, hi girl. Don't start snoring. All right, we have the Nine of Wands reverse. Yeah, someone like the Nine of Wands, guys. Look at this wounded warrior. The fact that it's reversed, this warrior is not interested in the war anymore. All right, there's no fight left. This is throwing in the towel energy. Someone's cutting something out. I feel like something ended very harshly or abruptly. And that's what's going to bring so many blessings in. We have the Three of Wands. Okay, so again, turning your back on something and just expanding. Something's done. And for a lot of you, this is something that you were emotionally invested in. Page of Swords reverse, Queen of Cups reverse. And it's like you look at something and there's so much disappointment behind it. Okay, so some of you left and you left something with like harsh words, or you left and said nothing. But whatever it was cold. But burden is released. You're not carrying this anymore. This was too much. You're dropping that. So what's happening in the present moment for the collective? I love this. I love this. At the bottom, we have the Ace of Wands. A lot of people don't tune into these collective readings, but for the few of you that do, like, oh, I wish the whole world could see this because it's so positive. The Three of Pentacles, the Justice card, the Fool card. This is the beginning of the rest of your life. This is where you start over. This is where you go into uncharted territory. This is your complete 180. This is where you turn everything around. And this is your justice. Because Spirit saw everything that you've gone through. And you guys are going to build something, again, very new. And there's going to be so much passion behind it. And, for a while, there's been this certain idea of what it is that you want out of life with the Eight of Swords here. Okay, and you guys have to think about it because it's going to be different for each and every one of you, but there's just this image or this idea or this dream. And even if you don't have an exact dream, it could be something like how you want to live. Maybe you don't know how you're going to get there. Or you know where you want to live, but you don't know how you're going to get there, right? So there's something that a person has kept on their mind like their whole life. And that is what's finally happening. And guys, I need you to understand the gravity of this. Because this is when like dreams start to happen. All right? I'm reading for the person who wanted to live very well and put their kids in the best school and buy a house for their parents and have a backyard for acres with the guest house in the back and a beautiful garden that people want to get married in type shit. Okay? Like, or whatever that dream is. Okay? Someone could have dreamt of building, 100 schools in another country. This isn't just you guys going towards, something new and exciting. Like, this is going towards the dream. I'm not talking about the baby steps to get there. I'm talking about the dream. You guys are about to be blessed so heavily. And it's because of what you walked away from. Why is this Three of Pentacles here? Page of Pentacles. Two of Wands, Six of Wands reverse. Okay. You're talking about something new you want to build, and at the same time, you're acknowledging that something wasn't meant to be successful because it wasn't the path that you were meant to be on. Simple as that. Okay. This is the beginning to something big, my loves. And this is a time where Spirit is saying you're balanced because you're not part of that chaos anymore. And with this Knight of Swords, it's time to focus. All right. Now, guys, your center card, your central energy, what everything taps into is the Justice card. All right, which is beautiful because this is karma. And karma's going to vary, okay? Because if you're someone that you've genuinely been trying your best, like you haven't been waking up and choosing violence and just destroying the lives of innocent like people. Like if you've just been trying, you've just been trying to survive, and you love your friends and you help people out, and like you're a fucking decent human being. Sakura, stop the bullshit. Sorry. But this is Spirit saying, okay, like, this is your time to shine. So karma is going to depend on who the person is that I'm speaking to. Because if you've been a piece of shit, baby, you're going to have to deal with the shit now. If you're someone that you've just been trying, again, to survive and you're doing your best to be a good person, I know that none of us are perfect. But Spirit sees your heart. Okay? There's an example, like, or an example that I have rather is like, let's say someone asked you to do something. And you're like the only person that they trust to do it. All right? If you didn't do it out of maliciousness, like, oh, I'm going to hold it over them. I'm not going to do it. Fuck them. You know? For whatever reason. Spirit's going to look at that ugly. But let's say on the other end, you were going through a lot. You were trying to survive and you simply couldn't get it done. Okay? You're not being punished for not getting it done because Spirit knows it wasn't done in a messed up way. All right, so again, I'm saying that because I know not all of us are perfect. I know that each and every one of us have something where it's like, damn, is my life like this because of that one time that, you know, I left my friend alone at the mall because my car broke down? Like, no, baby, your car broke down. Okay, that was something, you know, beyond you. All right, but for those who have genuinely been trying to be the best version of themselves, it's going to be such a positive change, and there's going to be extreme happiness around what you're doing because you guys are not attached to this devil energy anymore. You're not attached to something that was toxic. Why is this Justice card here? Four of Swords reversed. And this is your aha moment. And this is the moment where, with this next chapter that you guys are going into, since it's going to be so big, in the last few years, you're going to realize, like looking back, don't you see how Spirit has kind of filtered everybody out? I guarantee you, whoever is watching this in the past few years, you have at one point had to question every single person in your circle. All right? Every single thing in your environment. Like, Spirit has forced you to take a look at everything and everyone. And right now, as we speak, this is the moment where you truly decide who or what is going with you and what's not. If you're watching this and there's someone who's done you wrong, if there's someone who owes you an apology, if there's someone that you're not cool with, they're not part of your future. They're not. This is a powerful reading. If it hasn't been fixed by now, it's not going with you. So any ideas or, you know, visions that you've had of reconciliations and sorries and hugs and crying, sure, maybe for some of you that can happen. But for a lot of you, there's been more than enough time for that to happen, and it hasn't. And your life is going to get to the point where you have so much power in regards to what you're able to do and how you're able to move around. All right. So spirit needed to kind of wean or kind of like just thread people out, take people out. Okay. Um, so that when you get to that point that you can do so much, you don't have people taking advantage. So this isn't happening because life is cruel and because, God wants to punish you and God's like, hey, like you lost everybody. Like you got to start over. Ha ha, you're alone. No. God knows what you're about to do, and God knows that it would have been a mess and a half to have had certain people, places, and things around you. The people I am reading for in this reading are people that are finally going to live the life that they've been praying for this whole time. You're starting completely over. The Fool card. You're taking a leap of faith. You're hopping off that cliff and you know you're going to be caught by spirit, We have the Ace of Swords. Everything that's needed to be cleaned out is cleaned out. Spirit did that spring cleaning in your life. What's done now, it's done. You're not bringing it with you. Okay, this is final. We have the Six of Cups, the Sun card, the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Okay. If you haven't seen it now, you're going to see it soon. Okay, because there's going to be some news that comes to you. And this is in regards to something in your past that's staying in your past. And with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, you're going to be like, whoa, I dodged a bullet. Okay, the energy of these cards is like, imagine... Okay, that's a morbid example. I'm not going to use that. But like, imagine a group of people. They go somewhere and they leave you out of it. And you sit at home and you feel bad about it. And then, you get a call or you watch the news the next morning. And like, just some crazy shit went down. Like, all right, everyone's fine. No one's hurt or anything. But like, something went down where it would have broken your spirit to have been associated to it. Like, guys, you don't know what spirit is protecting you from, okay? And there's going to be something that you're about to realize, if you haven't already, that you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful I walked away. I'm so grateful they walked away. I'm so grateful this didn't work out. I'm so grateful I'm not at that job. I'm so grateful I moved out of that home. I'm so grateful. You're about to see why. Why this was all actually happening in your favor. I'm reading for a chosen one right now. Because going into the future, extreme happiness. We have the Seven of Swords reversed. And while you're happy and feeling good, there's something that you find out that deep down inside you had an inkling. You had an inkling about something, but you're getting confirmation. And it's something where it's just really shady energy, but it's something that you've cut out. It's something you're not part of. Okay? Like, you're going to see what was truly going down behind the scenes. Okay? Guys, there's a quote I wrote down the other day because the quote just cooks and I'm like, oh my God. And the quote is, your peace will outlast their performance. And when I saw that quote, I'm like, no, this is going to be like one of my mottos in life. Okay, it resonated so deeply with me. And it's what I see in the reading here. All right. The veil's coming off. All right. The charades are done. The fireworks are done. Now you're seeing what was truly going on backstage. You're not seeing the shiny, televised spectacles. You're seeing how shit truly went down. You're going to connect all the dots. You're going to see that. Some of you have been suffering from certain things that you didn't realize Spirit saved you. And it was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time. And there's going to be someone that is very concerned. Okay, guys, especially if you've been betrayed or if something like really crazy or abrupt happened. All right? There's going to be energies that, have done certain things to you that now there's anxiety. Now the pressure is being felt. But how are you feeling? You're chilling. Because you decided at some point to take yourself out of the mix. You stopped moving forward with this. So you're safe from this. You're safe from the anxiety. You're safe from the worry. You're safe from what was exposed. You're safe. You weren't associated. Your peace outlasted the performance. Why is this 10 of Cups here? 2 of Cups. Wow. Let's go one more. The Knight of Swords. And guys, with you really focusing on what you need to do and minding your business, like not going to attack people, not looking for revenge, not talking shit, just like focused, like your head down and just focused on your own shit. All right. There's going to be something that comes to you that this is something that you are tied to this with your soul, but in a beautiful way. Okay, so for some of you, it could be a soulmate that's coming in or a soul connection that's getting very stronger. All right, this could be you coming across your soul's true purpose as well. But you know how a lot of people say that when we come to Earth, like we choose our lives, we choose what we're going to do. But the only thing is when we're born, we forget everything. And it's up to us to tap in and remember what the actual, goal was, what we were actually brought to Earth to do. This is you remembering. This is you like, that's why I was sent here. And it clicks. But why didn't it click before? Why didn't it click before? You had too many distractions. You had too many betrayals. You had too many earthly, 3D, bullshit, stupid things sent from the devil himself to distract you from that purpose. And one by one, Spirit ripped each and every single person, place, and thing out that did not deserve that. Don't you dare feel bad about that. You should feel honored that Spirit fought so meticulously for you. None of this is a punishment. Spirit knows who you're about to be, and so do you. You're about to tap in so heavily if you haven't already. Now we have the Knight of Wands reversed. We have the High Priestess reversed. And we have the Six of Cups. Okay. Again, guys, there were certain things that because you walked away, you weren't really in the loop. Okay. Maybe you'd hear things here and there and you're like, And maybe in your mind, you'd be like, maybe this is why, or maybe that is why. Okay. But Spirit's about to confirm something that deep down inside you felt and you knew. Okay. And again, this is truth coming to light about a situation that you stopped going towards. This is, guys, I'm talking about something you're not involved in. All right. Let's say you, went to some sort of meeting last week. It's not going to be anything that has to do with the meeting because you were there. I'm talking about something where you've excused yourself or maybe people excused you. Either you walked away or you were walked away from. You're going to find out something about something that you weren't part of. This isn't your circus. You're getting the tea. You're getting the 411. And you didn't have to do nothing. You didn't have to get your hands dirty. You didn't have to go out for revenge. You didn't need to get no surveillance team watching nobody. Everything eventually comes to light. It's just time. We have the Chariot. And guys, you're going to take off. So many blessings for you. And guys, it's going to be drastic. All right. This gives me overnight like success sort of energy, but and if that happens for you, that's beautiful, and I'm happy for you. Okay, but it just feels like it's just something that's gonna happen a lot faster than what you thought it could. Okay, and you've gone through so much that for so long you were blinded, and maybe even putting yourself in more harmful places or in more harmful mindsets, because it's like, damn, like I can't believe all this happened, and it's like you're just lost in a puddle of despair. And it goes from feeling this despair to, oh my God, do you guys see this? Come over, let's celebrate this. Grab the wine, get the champagne, let's order some pizza, let's fire up the grill. And this is after so much heartache, so much bullshit. All right? And whatever tried to break you in the past, that feeling is being sent right back to them. Return to sender. Okay? Guys, wow. What a beautiful reading. Let's get some cards of advice. And my loves, if this is resonating with you so far, there's links in the description below to donate, as well as my Amazon wish list if you guys want to surprise the home and bless it. And of course, my loves, if you guys need a personal reading, my website is below as well, and so are all my social medias. Guys, if you need something very, very quickly and you know you cannot wait more than a day for your reading, get any of the emergency readings, and those will come out within 24 hours, okay? But please refrain from any rushing or anything if you guys get a regular reading, okay? Okay. We have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Five of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, there's something that didn't work, and it's like, I feel like you felt so much lack with certain things in the past because it didn't work. But Spirit is literally replenishing that lack with this next chapter, and you're going to realize you're not lacking at all. You were actually taken out so you could thrive. Okay, we have the Seven of Wands reversed. So there's no need to fight. There's no need to look over over your shoulder for any reason. Like, guys, Spirit cleared up shop for you. Heavily. Okay, we have the King of Wands reversed. You guys could have been dealing with someone that was like a liar, cheater, a manipulator, just like arrogant, maybe envious, maybe loud, and Spirit's like, no, we're not doing that anymore. That's not part of the program anymore. Now you're balanced because of what you're no longer part of. And now there's a new beginning. Okay? And it's funny because when you see the Two of Pentacles, it's like someone like, juggling, like, oh, like, what am I going to do? What choice am I going to make? What's the best thing? Is anything going to work out? But what is this person juggling? Stability, equilibrium, and new beginnings. So that's going to be what you're juggling. All right? If someone calls to check up on you, how you been? Good, just a lot going on. I got this, starting up, and then finally this thing worked out for me, so I'm able to move forward with this. Like, it's not going to be anything that has to do with lack. All right, we're going to take the word lack out of our vocabulary after this reading, because this next step is going to be very emotionally fulfilling for you. And we have the Five of Cups. But you sacrificed a lot. Spirit realizes that you probably have to shed a lot of tears. You probably have to go through a lot of grief to get to this point. But this is just, Spirit was pruning you. Spirit was making you ready for what it is that you've asked for. Okay? And it's crazy because now that you're out of it, like, guys, let's just say, for example, let's say, what's a good example for this? Let's say you had a bunch of coworkers, okay, that they would all like gang up against you, and they would put you down, laugh at you, talk shit. Let's just say that, for example, that's what you were dealing with in the past. With this energy here, okay, you escape, you come out of something, you're thriving, and then all these people turn and start fighting amongst themselves. And you're not part of the equation, and with them fighting amongst themselves, you were never even the problem. I really want you guys to enjoy this next step, because there's so much happiness and fulfillment. All right. And this is a time to move forward very methodically with what you're building next. But again, you have the world in your hands. Because of that devil ass energy you let go of. Whatever toxicity that was, you let it go. Collective, I love you guys so much. All right. Again, if you guys need anything, check out the description below this video. And follow my social medias. I post a daily energy every day on TikTok. All right. Take care, my loves.